I'm speaking with Amir Ali Khan, who runs the largest Urdu newspaper in India. And we will be talking about the social and economic status of Muslims in India. So, first, I would like Okay, first I would like to say thank you so much for speaking with me. And if you could first tell me a bit about yourself and why you do what you do and how long you've been doing this work for.
Okay, I'm Amir Ali Khan. I have done my master's in business administration. Then I did my journalism, and this newspaper was started by my grandfather. So it's a family business which I have to take care of. So my father is there with me. So he comes for 2 hours, sits here, and then I take care of all the things. So regularly we have a meeting of the reporters, because every day is not the same day for us, because it's, of course, when you come, not a 10 to 5 job kind of thing. So because we need to go with whatever is happening around the world or in our city, in this country. So every day is a different day for us, so it's not a monotonous job which we'll be doing. So, and into news business, yes, of course, it's a family business, so I have to take care of it.
Okay, and did you have any family that left for Pakistan after the partition, and why did they leave, and do you think it would have been better off do you think they are living a better life in Pakistan than they would have lived here?
No, from our family, I don't think anybody have gone to Pakistan.
Okay.
And in 1949, actually, when the government or probably when the Muslims were thinking of or they were in two minds, whether to stay in India or go to Pakistan, because everybody was going to Pakistan from North India. There's a lot of people. So that was the time when my grandfather said, okay, we have to come with an idea, stop the Indian population or the Indian elite to go to Pakistan. So the idea of newspaper came, and he was working in the government service, and he resigned with his friend. So two friends came up, took some money, borrowed some money from mother, sold some gold jewelry, and they started the newspaper. Of course, with a very small circulation, it was I think 600 papers daily, and they used to work for the newspaper from morning till night, complete the newspaper, then they used to sell the newspaper also. So that was the hard work they have put in. And I think after 49 to 56, the state was formed. Andhra Pradesh state was formed. Then in 64, 61 and 64, India wars with China and Pakistan and Bangladesh was created. So that was the time when we picked up. The circulation picked up to I think 2,500 copies. And subsequently it started growing, because we were the only newspaper covering all the news from the world. Otherwise it was very centric, what we call the citizen journalism or local journalism. So that was the time when we started covering international events also.
Okay.
So people started doing that. And with regard to social responsibility, what we used to do is we used to get newspapers from Bombay and Delhi. With those newspapers used to cover advertisements, paid advertisements, with regards to jobs for unemployed youth. So we used to take from there and print it free in the newspaper. So two things: one is helping the community. The other thing was one is helping the community. The other thing was just to gain circulation. People who might buy the newspaper for getting the information on jobs. So that's how the newspaper started. And I think newspaper, of course, newspaper carried till 1990. I think 1980s. It was just a newspaper. Then Hyderabad had a history of small communal riots between Hindus and Muslims. So that was the time when we started giving some help to the people, the riot affected people. We used to distribute food or bread or jam, eggs kind of thing. and this was done till 1989. When in 89, of course, I remember 89 because 89 we had a very bad days of communal riots. That time the government had to withdraw and the central government had taken over the state. So that was a time when people were helpless, they don't knew what to do. So that was the first thing which I remember. And of course 1992 we had demolition of Babri Masjid. So that was a time when people realized. Otherwise, if you speak to any Muslim today also, they'll say we have ruled for 600 years in this country. So we talk about the history, but in just last 75 years, now we are the poorest lot of the society.
Yeah.
So we used to live in the history, the past. We said the present is more dangerous, the future will be probably more dangerous if we don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
So when Babri Masjid was demolished, that was a time when Muslims all over, whether the state of India, the country of India, or people living outside the country, they started thinking, oh, if a masjid can be demolished in India, which is a secular country, that was the biggest jolt, I think, for the community. Then the Muslim community, suddenly they thought, okay, leave the past and we have to concentrate for the education of our community. So that was the realization point for the Muslim community.
Yeah.
To get educated.
Yeah.
Then they said, okay, we create job creations.
Yeah.
We need to get into the government jobs. So this was done. Then of course after 10 years, if you see, every 10 years there are some kind of systematic riots which are being done. So 82 we had riots, 84 we had riots, 89 we had riots, 92 we had riots, 97, I think 96, 97 also we had small acts of violence.
Yeah.
But 2002 of course we had the Gujarat riots.
Yeah.
So after Gujarat riots, people thought there should be some kind of networking among the Indian Muslims. So then they got into networking business, helping each other. Whether I am from Hyderabad and he is from Kashmir, that doesn't matter. If we need to help him, we need to find ways.
Yeah.
This is how we transformed, the Muslim community transformed. 92 we realized education. 2002 after 10 years when Gujarat had riots, we said okay, we need to have networking. We need to collaborate, we need to help each other kind of thing. So that's how in 2002 this happened. And after that I think now, I'll tell you about the history also. In 70s or 50s, early 50s, 1950 to 60s, people who had deep pockets, good money, good economic status, they started going to London, USA and Canada. So these were the three destinations for the people with money.
Yeah.
And people who didn't have money, in 60s, 70s and 80s, people went to Middle East. So I think Middle East has changed the economic status of Muslims. Whether he was doing a menial job or a big job, whatever, but economic status of Muslims, especially of Hyderabad, I think thanks to Middle East they have good economic status.
Okay. And I kind of want to ask you about the anti-Muslim feelings in India. So do you think during your lifetime, have you seen any changes in the way Muslims have been treated? And have Muslims become more separated from other Indians? What do you think?
Till school education, I did not feel that I am a Muslim, some other person is a Hindu or this thing. And I started witnessing kind of change during the time of separate state. When Telangana was being formed, that was the time when I still meet my school friends. So it's a routine, regular affair. So when that separation of the state was going on, that time I realized that people, it is not about Hindu and Muslims. Even there are a lot of Muslims, there are a lot of Hindus who are again segregated into caste, profession, and the work they have to do.
Yeah.
That was the time when I realized, oh, there's a lot of feeling among them. So this was one thing. With regard to communal, I think Hyderabad is still a safe place, but somehow, somewhere, I think uh, people with less education were more communal one time. But now I think they have become secular, but the educated class have gone. This is a very big statement I'm telling you, that people who have attained good education, good job, they have started becoming communal.
Yeah.
They have a feeling, okay, he's a Muslim, okay, we are separate, other than,
Yeah.
we are others, kind of thing. This has happened. I did not witness, but my son, I'll give you three instances which I have given in the other presentations also. My son comes to me, he's 15 years old now. So he comes to me 2 years back and he says, Dad, I cannot participate in some function, probably because I am a Muslim. So that was the shock which I was. How can this happen? If this is going to happen, we don't know. Because 10 years, 7 or 8 years back, there was a author from Delhi, Nazia Iram. She was from Jamia Millia or Indian Institute of Mass Communication. She was writing a book on how Muslims are being denied houses by non-Muslim owners.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I don't think that can happen in Hyderabad. But 10 years, 7 years after that, my son had come with this excuse. So I was like, no, this is not good. I think we need to go and meet the school people, school authorities. We went there, they said, no, it was just a issue which was a menial issue. Don't make it a big issue. Of course, we kept quiet, nothing happened of that sort. But one person came to us. He lives somewhere 70 kilometers from here. So he comes and he says, my son is doing law, and he got admission in Bangalore, Christ College, Bangalore. Can you help him with some inputs or anything? Of course, whatever the information was available with us, we gave it to him. He went, joined the course. After I think 1.5 or 2 years, he came back, took a transfer certificate, quit the college. He came back to Hyderabad. I said, why have you come back? So he said, no, I was being harassed in the name of religion. So BJP government was there in Bangalore. So I said, is it? So he said, yes, can you find me a college here? Of course, we tried to help him. He got admission here. Probably he has now completed his education. This was one instance, and there was one more incident in Raipur. Raipur, there is a professor who's head of the department in journalism in Kushobhav Thackeray University. His nephew got a government job in Karnataka, Bangalore. Again Bangalore. So he went there, but he was offering 3 namaz or prayers in the office hours. So he was again they were passing comments on him. So he resigned the government job, went back to Raipur. This happened in Karnataka. Nothing of that sort I can say in Hyderabad has happened. But Hyderabad, there's a subtle feeling that, okay, we are different, they are different.
Yeah.
So that has started coming. So I think we need to fight for that. And probably I think wherever there is culture or language difference, suppose if we adopt Telugu as our language, or if we are okay with the Telangana culture, the Telugu culture, I think the communal angle can stop.
Yeah.
But only problem is we are ourselves we are divided, Muslims.
Yeah.
One Muslim is getting all the formal education, getting into good jobs, good universities, colleges. And similarly, if I find a poor Muslim, what I give him advice is go and join a madrasa, or go and join a Urdu school, or a regional school, whatever the government school is, whichever is there near you. So now what is happening is we are into the modern education. These people are into religious education. And this man comes and leads the prayer. This man comes and tells whatever he needs to tell from the mosque,
Mhm.
and there will be 1,000 people in the mosque who will be listening to him what he's saying.
Mhm.
So he has become more powerful, and but unfortunately he doesn't know what is happening around the world
Mhm.
or what is happening around the country.
Yeah.
But he is a religious leader. We cannot deny that.
Yeah.
So this gap between modern Muslims and the madrasa educated Muslim, I think we have to fulfill that, or we have to lessen that.
Mhm.
Then only probably the Muslims can come together,
Yeah.
and then we can fight the communal angle.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be a divided lot.
Yeah. So I know you were mentioning or talking about your son's experience in school and
Mhm.
how he sort of felt like he was kind of attacked and didn't feel like safe at school. Do you feel like generally for you, you would still like call India your home? You feel safe here? You
Oh
feel
yeah,
happy
yeah.
here? Yeah.
I'm not going to leave India,
Okay.
and I have told that. I have told vocally. I have told vocally people from BJP. I have told them.
Mhm.
Okay, look, we are 20 crore population here.
Yeah.
You cannot just eliminate us, put us in Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea.
Mhm.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
And neither you can do what you want to do, because what is happening is, unfortunately, in India, if you see, we have caste system in
Yeah.
Hindu society. So typically the last caste will be doing the cleaning job.
Mhm.
So that is where they want to put Muslims there.
Yeah.
And fortunately, what we have done is we have realized, of course, better late than we sorry. We have realized that we need to get educated,
Mhm.
we need to get good jobs,
Mhm.
and for that everybody is now coming up.
Yeah.
With the startup, with the entry of foreign universities, foreign companies, I think Muslims are getting good jobs.
Yeah.
So I think now you can see. In fact, we used to run American and British accent call center training program, language training or pronunciation programs. There we used to get 400 to 600 students in one class,
Yeah.
and the teacher used to come without taking a single rupee just to help the community.
Mhm.
So I think till now we have successfully placed around 24,000 students in call center jobs
Mhm.
or the MNCs which are in Hyderabad. And after 2002 riots, um, Harsh Mandar, I will say a Hindu IAS officer, Indian Administrative Service officer,
Mhm.
he came us and he gave an advice that we start training programs for police personnel.
Mhm.
We started giving that from 2003 or 2004 we started. Till now, in 20 years, we have placed around 2,000 students from our centers in the police department. Because at the time of Gujarat riots, there was one police officer by name M.N. Ali or M.M. Ali.
Mhm.
So, not M.M. Ali, Anarwala, M.M. Anarwala.
Mhm.
He was the commanding police officer there
Yeah.
at the time of riots. So, because of his presence, the police was neutral in that area.
Mhm.
Otherwise, where there was a Hindu officer or a communal officer,
Yeah.
there the police was trigger happy. They were just shooting people who were coming on the roads.
Yeah.
So with one police officer, when we can prevent lives, we can save lives. So then we thought we'll give training, and now today we have 2,000 people in the police department. So in case there is any kind of disturbances, communal riots,
Yeah.
we have some people there in our
Yeah.
department who can protect us.
Yeah. So I've heard people say that most Indians like don't really have bad feelings towards Muslims. They say that only a few politicians trying to win elections will say bad things about Muslims. Do you believe that's true, or do you
Yes.
disagree with that?
I think 5% of the society is very destructive, and they are the people who are playing all the games.
Yeah.
And 95% of the people have no as such feeling of communal or hatred or
Yeah.
anything.
Okay. So I know that the Urdu language is spoken by many Muslims in Hyderabad. Have you seen a decline in Urdu, and why do you think that's happening? If there is.
Decline in Urdu when I joined this newspaper in 1992. That was there was a saying that Urdu is on the decline.
Yeah.
And maybe in another 10 years, the newspaper will have to be closed down.
Yeah.
But still, I think by the grace of God, we are running successfully.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of programs for promotion of Urdu language. Every 6 months, we have a exam. If you write exam, if you learn Urdu, you actually learn Urdu with the help of 3 languages: English, Hindi, Telugu. These 3 languages will help you learn Urdu, 4th
Yeah.
language. So we give free material to the students, and every 6 months we get around 80,000 students enrolled for the exam. And if they write 3 exams, they will be eligible for on a regular 12th grade student.
Yeah.
Then they can apply for government jobs or anything, any further education if they want. So this is what we are doing for the promotion of Urdu language, and we are expecting the people should read the newspaper. But unfortunately, our circulation has been stagnant from the last 10 years. And after COVID, post-COVID, if you see, we've just tried to maintain the circulation.
Yeah.
We are not growing
Yeah.
because people have now got used to YouTube, social media, and going to the website and reading e-newspaper.
Yeah.
So this has happened.
Okay, and I know the city of Hyderabad has a long history with Muslim culture. Do you think the city has been able to protect like the older Muslim buildings and the monuments?
Again, it's an unfortunate thing that all over India, the heritage has been neglected.
Yeah.
Like the same case in Hyderabad,
Yeah.
if you see. Of course, but we are just trying to do, the government has now started pumping in money because the government, whether it is government of India or the Telangana government, the state government, they have realized that there is a huge potential tourism potential which can be exploited. So now they have started to revive old monuments
Yeah.
which are there in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
So they have revamped or restored the some wells, deep wells in Hyderabad. They have restored Mozamjai market. The government is trying to get World UNESCO tag for Golconda Fort.
Yeah.
Of course, Charminar pedestrianization project is moving at a very small pace, slow pace, but Charminar has been restored. So now the efforts have started.
Okay.
Other than that, I think there are many places which have gone, which have been demolished,
Yeah.
and new malls have come out.
Yeah.
People want more entertainment
Yeah.
or shopping centers.
Yeah.
So that has been done. But now I think from now on, probably we can look at restoration of the historical places. And Hyderabad has been, I think, third most visited city.
Wow.
And
Okay.
probably because of the same reason that there is Charminar, there is
Yeah.
Golconda Fort.
Yeah.
Because Golconda Fort again goes back to the Kohinoor.
Yeah.
But Kohinoor was not found in this Golconda,
Yeah.
it was found in Bijapur.
Yeah. So I've also heard that many Muslims in India find it hard to succeed. Do you feel that you personally have lost opportunities because you're a Muslim, and if so, why do you think that happens?
No. I think now it's more of actually if you are jack of all trades, now there is a big vacuum where people want to hire those kind of people.
Okay.
And fortunately, our community has good people who are jack of all trades.
Yeah.
They can do multitasking.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades, it's now you people call multitasking.
Yeah.
Your generation.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So our community has a lot of multitasking skills, and now that is where people are getting good opportunities. Like for instance, we have started the startup culture. Now, if you go just I think 5 kilometers from here, you can go probably visit them. There are around 200 companies,
Yeah.
and mostly all female-dominated companies
Wow.
in the startup field.
Wow.
So if they are thinking of coming into these kind of activities, Yeah, I think there's plenty of opportunity. Of course, there will be some kind of hardship, work politics, office culture,
Yeah.
whether it is communal or whether it anything. I think labeling communal would not be the right thing. I think you need to be okay
Yeah.
to get a good job, land a good job.
Okay. And has life changed for Muslims in Hyderabad from the time you were younger? And do you think Muslims um, are holding the same jobs today as they were before?
No, no, no. I think it has changed. It has drastically changed.
Okay.
People and the best thing is people from, like, we have reservation in the government jobs. So 50% will be filled by the reserved categories.
Sure. Yeah.
50% will be open category. So what is happening is the open category, there are a lot of people who don't want to apply for government jobs.
Yeah.
So there our community is now again going and applying for government jobs and they are getting it.
Okay.
So this is one thing. Apart from this, I think there were a lot of engineering colleges, engineering, MBA and MCA colleges. Many Muslims were taking all these courses. And we produce around, I think, 20,000 engineering graduates every year.
Wow.
But the problem is getting a job.
Yeah.
So job, unless you are qualified enough, you will not get a job.
Yeah.
So but now I think with the startup culture, I think there will be some kind of networking, some kind of push from the government side and the private side, which can help the community grow in a better way.
Yeah. So in India, Muslims are less educated than non-Muslims. Do you think that affects their economic status, and why do you think they're
Yes.
more uneducated?
Indian average literacy rate is, I think, 73%. But the Muslim literacy rate is 69%.
Yeah.
And lack of government support, lack of political will for the uplift of Muslims has hampered us.
Yeah.
And I think we don't do lot of homework also, or doing the groundwork which has to be done perfectly. We think, okay, it will be very easy for us, kind of. We have a lethargic attitude. Most of the people, community is still living in the Nawawi culture.
Yeah.
So they have a laid back attitude. They are not punctual,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So this is where these are our failures, where we land in the disadvantage point.
Yeah.
But advantage point is once people get into the right place, then there is no limit.
Yeah.
Like for instance, my classmate, after finishing MBA, he got a job of 15,000 rupees. First job of 15,000 rupees. So next year he was promoted, got it. It went up to 35,000. Then when he was getting 50,000 rupees salary, he quit the job, joined an MNC.
Wow.
And his salary was, I think, same salary, 50,000 rupees salary. He joined an MNC job. But today I think he is earning around 5 crore rupees.
Wow.
So you can do the
Yeah.
math in dollars or millions.
Wow, that's crazy. And then, what do you think India can do to make life better for Muslims?
India, I think the central government, if I talk, central government has to, they need to have a pressure from the international community. Because from here, sitting in India, we cannot do much. If we write in the newspapers, it makes no difference to them. We cannot approach the courts because of high fees by the advocates. So I think rather than the human rights activists or the civil rights activists, they are being blackmailed or
Yeah.
bullied,
Yeah.
or they are being stopped from getting into the right places. So within the country, I think we cannot do anything unless the government decides that they should send a clear signal that okay, this we have to finish. The communal riots or communal hate speech, everything is going on. It's in the courts, it's in the parliament, everything is being discussed. but nothing concrete is coming up.
Yeah.
People, the hate mongers are still talking about hate, but nothing is happening
Yeah.
unless there is something which happens.
Yeah.
Because uh, I was in America for this conference on human rights and civil rights. So I was in every meeting I was asking, how are the blacks in America? So the person who was coordinating, he at the end of the program he was like, every time you talk about blacks, why is it so? I said the blacks are minorities here in America,
Yeah.
and we are minority in India.
Yeah.
So I want to know how are they. So of course you have lot of respect for a person whoever it is, whether he is a black or a white
Yeah.
or whatever. But in India we have started facing this kind of we are getting a non welcome feeling from the people.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, I'll give you a book. So he had given me a book on the blacks in America.
Yeah.
So I think here sitting in India, something has to come up. Of course, we are unable to go to have a protest rally or anything like that. We are afraid.
Yeah.
Muslims are afraid. But thank God that 80 I'll not say 80%. If I give 30% votes which BJP has taken, but the rest 70% of Hindus are secular Hindus. So those people are with us. So that is why I don't think Muslims have to fear living in India.
Yeah.
Because we have 70% of secular Hindus and 20% of the Muslims. So 90% people in the country are secular.
Okay.
Still secular.
Yeah.
So I think we can live in India for the next 50 years, no problem. I think.
And my last question is, if you could change anything in India, what would it be?
I will change the government, central government.
Okay. I've got a lot of those responses. So. Why would you change the central government? What do you think?
Because they have been very vocal about the divisive politics.
Yeah.
One leader says, okay, we are bothered about 80, we don't need the 20. So 20 is they are straight away saying we don't need Muslims.
Yeah.
When you can do like this, when on the occasion of Republic Day or Independence Day, the Prime Minister comes to the stage, he says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. I will take everybody, all the Indians together.
Yeah.
But he says that, but on the same hand, you have another person, leader from his party, who says, okay, I don't need the 20%. I am concentrating about the 80%.
Yeah.
So this kind of attitude by the leaders will give wrong signal to the people down below.
Yeah.
So we are facing, on the field, we are facing lot of problem with regard to Hindu-Muslim or
Yeah.
divisive politics.
Yeah.
So I think some policy has to be made, and of course India cannot grow without Muslims. That is my strong belief.
Yeah.
They have to take us along with them.
Yeah.
Otherwise we will drown and we will take them with us.
Yeah.
So that's the policy
Yeah.
which we are now following. But I think let's hope for the best.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. That was my last question. Thank you.